Okay. Hi there. We are live. This is Deb Evans coming to you from Stagecoach, Texas, and it is our first Social Geek Radio Google Hangout on Air. As you know, I've done Social Geek Radio for the last 4 years, established it to help the franchise industry, marketing professionals understand this whole world of social and what to do with it. And what's been limiting is not being able to show it on air live. So we're going to use Google Hangout to do that today. And I'm honored to have some really special guests. So first I'm going to introduce Jack Monson, my co-host, and throw it to Jack. So, hey Jack, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Nice to actually see you on Social Geek Radio instead of just hear you. So I'm coming to you live from Engage One-to-One headquarters in Norwalk, Connecticut today. And we're really excited to have one of the most well-received speakers in the history of the International Franchise Association events joining us live on Google Hangout and Social Geek Radio today. And that's best-selling author and chief evangelist for Canva, Guy Kawasaki. Hi, Guy. How are you?
Hi. Good morning.
And also joining. Oh, yes.
I thought all that lead up was to introduce Peg, not me.
Oh,
I know.
okay.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so famous, darn it.
Actually, I've got
I
an
was
even
all
better
happy with
introduction
myself.
for Peg. Also joining us is head of strategy and author of my favorite blog of this month so far,
Yeah.
which is titled 12 Reasons Why Your Blog Sucks, which was
And how to
fantastic.
fix it.
And that's Peg Fitzpatrick also joining us from Canva today. Hi, Peg. How are you?
Hi. Don't forget the and how to fix it, because I do put a positive spin on all my stuff. Why your blog sucks and how to fix it.
Oh, see, I didn't read the second half. I was so offended by the first half that I just dropped right off. So, and for all of our listeners on Social Geek Radio and anyone joining us here on the Hangout today, if you've got questions for Guy or Peg, either during the broadcast or afterwards, please hit us on Google+, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere, and please use the hashtag Social Geek Radio. So, Guy and Peg, take it away. Tell us a little bit about this new venture of yours.
Okay, so the product is called Canva. It is a company based in Sydney, Australia. I found out about it because of Peg. Frankly, I find out about everything because of Peg. But Peg was using it for my account, and one day the people at Canva noticed that I was using it, so they contacted me and asked, if we could have some kind of conversation. So then I sent Peg an email saying, is this the company that you said you really loved? And she said, yes. And I said, okay. And then she said, yeah, do anything you can for them. And the rest is history. A couple weeks later, I was working for them, and then I brought Peg along with me because, somebody has to do the real work. So Canva is an online graphics tool company. It enables you to create just the best graphics for things like real estate flyers, Kindle covers, social media presentations, posters, cover photos, album photos, everything you need for social media, Canva can help you make. And it does it all online, and it's mostly free. You actually have to work a little hard to have to pay Canva any money right now. And as soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it. It's one of the easiest things in the world to demo, sort of like Mac Paint and Mac Write back in 1984, if any of you are that old. And for a franchise, for franchises trying to use social media and email marketing and, just graphics in general for visual marketing, Canva is a lifesaver. So I'm going to do a quick demo, and then Peg is going to amplify my demo. And so the first thing I need to do is turn on screen sharing, which is always a little tricky.
It's always fun to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, so I will hopefully now you see.
There we go.
Yeah? Is it that simple?
Yep.
It's that simple. You got it.
Thank you, Google. So, so this is I have a Chrome browser window open, and I have it open to Canva. And this is the home page. Essentially what you see here is what we call the design selector. So we have different design types highlighted here. And if you don't see the one that you need, we've probably done it. Just grab this little bar and scroll over. So for example, if you want to do a Google Plus photo, you scroll over here. So we have all these types, Facebook and invitations and photo collages and cards and Twitter headers and Google Plus photos and Pinterest and Kindle covers and real estate flyers. So that's sort of the breadth of it. Of course, if we don't have the type that you want, where we've already calculated the exact dimensions, you can click here and click on custom dimensions and then put in your own custom dimensions. So that's for the case where we have not already anticipated your need and created a type. Let me give you a very quick demo. So I'll click on social media. So let's say you're about to do a post for Google Plus or LinkedIn or Facebook, and you need a nice graphic. Peg and I believe that every single post that you make should have a graphic or an embedded video. So what you see here is the Canva sort of workspace. Over here we have a search button. You would use this for searching for types of images. These are the kinds of layouts that we've made for you in advance for this particular use, social media. This is how you add text. This is how you change the background pattern and color, and this is how you upload your own photos. You can upload your own photos by clicking on this button, or if you click on this button, we'll go and link to your Facebook account and grab your Facebook photos. So if you already have your photos in Facebook, you can grab it from there. So let me go back to layouts, and I'm going to show you the quickest and easiest path the first time. This is to use one of our designs. So you grab a design here, you drag it over here, and it says 5 ways to create a social media call to action that converts. This is where you change the text. Instead of ways, you'll say paths. And we can change the color of this text. All you do is click on this black circle here. We'll make that white. You can change the type of font from Yellowtail, which must be some kind of sushi font, to Satisfy. And so that's, excuse me, I didn't have it selected. So we'll go to Roboto because it's more obvious. So that's what it takes to change the color, change the text. We have a picture back here. This picture, if you don't like this sunset picture, you want more of a winter scene, that's where you go up here to search. You type in winter. It finds a bunch of winter scenes. You drag this in here, and now you've gone from a sunset to a winter scene. You see the effect going on here. We have a filter working, so you can filter things, changing the brightness, changing the contrast. Like Instagram, we have some that's pre-done in advance, so you can go to grayscale or epic or drama or back to normal. We also have some advanced options, such as the brightness, darkness, brightness, more contrast, tinting, and we can make it blurry. So these are all the effects, and once you're done, you just click here. And let's suppose that that's all you want to do. You wanted to change the text, change the color, and maybe you want to move the text around a little bit, this kind of thing. Now the next step is you click on Link and Publish. And oops. Click on Link and Publish, and now this is going to ask you, what do you want to do? So I want to actually create a file, a PNG file that I can upload to a social media post. So I'll click on Image, and what it's telling me here is that I have selected one image in that design called Winter by a stock photographer that's going to cost $1. So I'm going to pay the $1 and pay and download. And so now Canva in the cloud is creating this image, and it's going to save it as a PNG, and then I'm going to be able to upload that PNG using Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Google Plus, or if you use tools like Buffer or Sprout Social or Hootsuite, you can upload it via those things too. So I'll show you the picture. So that's the picture that I just created, and in a nutshell, that's kind of Canva. That you pick a layout, you can pick out the ones that we did in advance, or I'll do one from scratch. So we can start from scratch and use these kinds of tools, the background and the text, and create one if you don't want to start with one of our designs. So very quickly, that's kind of Canva. So Peggy, you want to show them all the stuff that I missed?
You know what,
Sure.
and Peggy, I have to tell you, Guy, I've been using this since he did the two of you did the webinar with Mari. I did not know you had that scroll bar. It's like I've only been using that real
Yeah.
estate right there. It's like, I feel so
You didn't
silly.
see all the other templates?
No,
Yeah,
and
they're
I've got
all
a
over here.
bunch. Yeah, that I did not. So already I'm like, okay,
Well, arguably that's our fault for not making it more obvious.
no,
That,
I should have known
this
that.
scroll bar. But anyway, now you know. More
Yes,
power to
thank
you.
you.
Okay, so I'll go over a couple finer points like that, Deb, that
Great.
hopefully will give you some more tips.
Thanks.
I will screen share because Guy and I both have magic powers like that. I learned from the best. I usually make Guy do all the screen sharing. We have our separation of duties.
That's right. You have some strengths and weaknesses.
When we do webinars, I'm like, you do it. Okay. So this is inside of Canva, and as you just saw, there's a scroll bar here where you can see all the different design types. We do have multiple design types: real estate, posters, Facebook covers, Pinterest, Twitter headers. There's just, if you just keep going, there's really a lot. We add new content very, very frequently, or you can use custom dimensions, which is what I use for Twitter. So I do it's supposed to be a 2-to-1 ratio for Twitter. So if you type in 1000 by 500 and hit design, you could create a graphic that you can tweet, because as we know, you can add images on Twitter now, up to 4 per tweet, and you can tag people on them, and it doesn't add any extra characters, which I think is amazing. So you can just drag things in, create your text. Well, we could put a little text. There's all different kinds of things. There's so many different elements in here that you can choose from. Every time I go in, I find new things.
And Peg, when you're creating text and putting that in there, you can embed a URL within that text. Is that correct?
If you save it in a PDF, this time it does not work to save as a social media file. But it's possible that will be changing.
Sure.
Okay, this so far does not look great, but you can get the idea here that you can just add stuff in. I do have some that I did. Guy and I are going to the Blog Her conference coming up this weekend. And in preparation for doing that, because I want lots of people to come to my panel, I made
Get
some
that
little.
tip, Jack.
Pardon me?
Jack and I, we have panels coming up for IFA. It's like, I hear an IFA tip.
Okay, this is an IFA tip. I made little graphics that I can tweet, and I put the little Twitter symbol, and then I put my @ mention and the person that I'm going to be speaking with, both of ours on there. And she has an underscore in hers, so that's kind of, like that will need to be repeated. So I thought it would help if it was in text. So I made just like 4 little tweetable things that I'll share like leading up to the conference. And then more people will see it because it'll go into the hashtag for the conference. And honestly, these didn't take me long. You can see I use the same background for all of them. I use only 2 different fonts, and then I just kind of added a few details. And that's a great way to connect with people. Number one, to tell them that you're going to be at a conference so they can follow your tweets, because I know everybody loves to tweet at conferences. So if they're not there, they can follow your tweets to learn things from you, even if they're not there. Or if they are there, they can come and find you. So it works out in a lot of different ways. But tweets with images get a lot more favorites and shares and retweets. So it's definitely worth it. So I just made some up ahead of time so I had them. So that's one example. Is there anything, Deb, that you would like to specifically see, or a type of graphic that you think would be the most valuable to your audience?
Well, I know that Facebook is the platform that a lot of social community managers use, but I do have a question that came through earlier via hashtag. one of the questions is, so many of the social community managers for franchise brands handle multiple Facebook pages.
Yeah.
So if they were to design, like the one that you've just designed or that Guy designed earlier, and they wanted to post it across the board, let's say all the Dunkin' Donuts pages or whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Is there a use license that they cannot do that? I mean, is it acceptable that they've downloaded it and they can multi-post?
Yeah, exactly. Especially, they can use their own images.
Right.
If it's, say it is Dunkin' Donuts, for example, which is a very large brand, they create all their own images. They could, this is the way that they could use this. They could put this in here. We'll use Dunkin' Donuts because
I mentioned them.
Because you mentioned them, and America runs on Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts. And then they could change a little bit of it. And then they could send a link to all the different franchises to edit it with their own address, with their hours, whatever they wanted to.
Right, because Canva has the feature that allows others. You mentioned sending the link, and I tested this one day. So I designed something, I sent it to an operations person, and said, okay, here you go. What would you add? How will you edit? And they have the capability of editing the initial design that I created, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's just a great feature.
Yeah. So they can create one header that can be shared across all the franchises, so they would all be branded, which is perfect when you have a campaign where, say you have a marketing company designing it for you. You may have a professional designer working on things with the logos, etc. They can design one and they can send that out, and it can be used. They can either send it so it could be edited with that link, or alternatively, they could send them the completed PDF or PNG, and they could load that up on the certain date. So that it's perfect for franchises.
Why don't you show them clicking on the link and publish button how it works?
Okay. I just closed that one. My donut design of the day. I usually make things with cupcakes. I'm branching out. Okay, so if you have your design completed, for example, if you did want to do this one, you can do link and publish. Then when this pulls up, you have the option. Your options here are, this one only has one page, but if this was 3 pages, you could choose to only publish the top image, or you could leave it to publish all the pages, and it would create a little zip file. So say, for example, you had 1 month you were going to change the cover photos every Monday for a special campaign that you were doing that would go every Monday. You could send 4 cover photos in one zip file, or you could select it separately. If you click on this link, it says allow anyone to edit the link. So if you send this link, that could go to anybody, and they could actually make text changes or color changes. If that is not checked off, if you send the regular link, they'll just be able to view it but not make any changes. So there's a lot of different ways that you can share the Canva graphics that you make.
So I would say for a franchise system, we would recommend that the community managers or the marketing folks share that editable link, so that the franchisees that are accessing this as well could change, if their street address or if their phone number or store hours or something like that is part of this, they could then go in and customize it without changing any of the graphics, consistency, and all the things that the marketing folks are interested in having consistent.
Yes. The only caveat to that is that if you send the editable link to 20 people, 20 people can edit in the link. So there does need to be a copy down at the bottom that you would ask people not to edit, because everybody would be working in the same file. But it's such a great way to work as teams. We use it on Canva all the time. We use it. So then that just gives you your file.
Perfect. I think the two of you have covered so much, and I can't stress enough how much I've liked the limited amount of things that I knew. Now I know even more what you can do as a franchise professional. Canva should certainly really be part of your toolbox today. I just can't stress that enough. So anything more, Jack and Peg and Guy, you want to add?
Well, it's been 21 minutes, so.
I promised 15. Okay, sorry.
No, I'm saying that, I mean, seriously, just think about this, that let's just say that if this were a webinar about other high-end graphic tools, 21 minutes into it, we would not have had several completed designs. Let's just put it that way.
Right. We'd still be trying to log on for something.
Yes. Yes.
The other thing that we should mention is that Canva has a fantastic blog with a lot of tutorials and how to use Canva for design. So if you're a social media manager or community manager, it's great, just like the article that I wrote last week, just how to use the designs, because that's the next step. It's great to learn, sure, I can make a graphic, but now what do I do with it? So we have the next steps covered for you as well. And we also have an amazing YouTube channel that has step-by-step tutorials that you can just watch, as well as weekly tutorials that get mailed that people get so excited for our weekly email so they can learn something new every week. They're super quick and they're interactive. You actually do the design tasks in the email. It's great.
I agree. I love the emails. I love the tutorials. And again, it just takes that one more thing to do. It's like I picked up something new. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And I think you're going to see a lot of Canva designs out there in the franchise world.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this week on Social Geek Radio. For more information, canva.com, and also find you guys on Twitter, YouTube, and every other channel on Earth.
That's correct. We're there.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.